5-yard line. And that was a 5-yard penalty that was assessed with that kick going out of bounds, so the illegal procedure penalty puts Grapevine at their own 35 on a 1st and 10. Holmes in the pistol, ready to receive the snap. He's got the hands up towards the pad level. And there is a handoff right to the right side. And there's a big run by Contreras to the 48-yard line. And so that's a 13-yard gain. They're marking down to the 47. So gain of 12 and a 1st down for Grapevine.
Just a normal power play right to the right side, right behind the big right tackle, Daniel Campos, 6'1", 285-pound senior, second team all-district last year. Do not be shocked if the Mustangs kind of continue to go that route tonight, anchored by the big senior.
And so that 12-yard gain, it puts them up at 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Good start there for the Grapevine Mustangs. Holmes back in the pistol, moving a man in motion. That's Rylan going. And there's a pitch out once again to Contreras. Tries to get to the edge and gets to the 50-yard line and fights his way forward to the 49 of Seguin territory. So that is a gain of 4.
You know, Philip, if you kind of pay attention, you know, we're only 2 plays into the game, but look how slow the tempo is from Grapevine there, and absolutely no hurry at all to get the offense back to the line. They're going to huddle up almost every play, get the signals, get exactly the look that they want, and look to snap the ball with about 4 to 5 seconds left on that play clock. Definitely a no hurry at all this evening.
And a big key for them, of course, is going to be to win the game in the trenches to get that running game going. And Contreras already looking good so far in these first 2 carries. A full house in the backfield with Holmes as he is in the pistol. There's 3 backs there with him. And they move a man in motion. They give it to Contreras. Outside left tackle gets to the 43-yard line. There's a good gain of 6 right there for Contreras. And that's a 3rd down and 1 coming up here for Grapevine.
Looked to me like he got it. They're going to rule him a yard short. That's a little bit of a tough spot there. But, again, this is what we talked about pregame. This is what Grapevine's going to look to export here out of the Seguin defense, these short, 3rd and short conversions, and keep the chains moving.
So now it becomes a 3rd and 1. As it's the 4th play on this opening drive for the Grapevine Mustangs. Glad to have you with us here on Tradio for this Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night. Holmes in the pistol on this 3rd and 1, ready for the snap. Seguin looking to bring a little bit of pressure up the middle, and there's a pitch out once again. Outside left tackle, and it's a tackle for a loss, and that is going to be number 12, Jacob Bly, who comes into the backfield to make a tackle on Rylan Goen.
Yeah, left tackle missed the block there. Looks like Grapevine's going to elect to punt there. That's super unfortunate. You know, you have a carry on 2nd and 6. You thought you had enough for the 1st down. A little bit of a spotty issue there, in my opinion. But unfortunately for the Mustangs, they're going to elect to punt and play the field position game.
And so Holmes will be out to punt this one away to the Seguin Cougars. Back to return this one is Malachi Mesh, the senior wide receiver. And he's going to be a big focus point here for us here tonight on this broadcast. Holmes punts it away from the 44-yard line. Mesh waits for the fair catch and fields it at the 8-yard line. And so with 9:11 to go, we will see the Seguin Cougars offense take the field for the first time.
Chevy Andrews, like we said earlier, the quarterback, 8 touchdowns on the year, got an electric arm, and can do it both ways with his feet and his arm as well. And obviously we talked about number 11, Carterius Brown. 3-star SMU commit, holds 19 Division I offers, and they're going to look to one-on-one him a lot this evening.
And whoever draws that assignment for the Grapevine defense on the outside, he's going to have his hands full tonight. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for Seguin from the 9-yard line. And there is Chevy Andrews, who is there in the shotgun. Andrews takes it, bit of a short drop back, goes over the middle, and it's a high leaping catch to the 25-yard line, a 16-yard gain for the Seguin Cougars, and that is a 1st down, and that is Carterius Brown, who you were just talking about earlier.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to go over the middle like that, especially in high school football. These linebackers play with reckless abandon, and did not look like an issue there for the senior that is headed to Dallas.
Seguin going with a little up-tempo here. Andrews steps up in the pocket, tries to have a lane to run, and he pits it out to the 30-yard line, and that's going to be another big gain for the Seguin Cougars. And there's Malachi Mesh out of the backfield, gets it to the 48-yard line, 23-yard gain, and another 1st down.
Yeah, Andrews super dynamic right there. I think he's going to take off and run. He takes 1 step back on the line of scrimmage and dumps it off to the running back there. Easy 1st down pitch and catch.
So 2 first downs on 2 plays for the Seguin Cougar offense, showing how explosive they are. And, of course, they had a big win against Burleson last week by 32 points. Andrews Shallow drop back, goes over the middle again, and overshot his receiver. That is incomplete. Intended for John Haven Polk, who's running over the middle, but Brady Boozer there to make the stop.
Yeah, good play right there, Boozer. Right spot, right time, and almost had his hands on it for the interception. Unfortunate there, but really good read right there to recover and make a play on the ball.
And so with that clock stopping, 8:24 left to go in this first quarter. 2nd and 10 for Seguin at the 48-yard line. As we are staring right into the sun here in the visitors' press box at Willimon Field, but it should be setting behind the home press box in a matter of minutes. Now here's Andrews under center. It's going to be an I formation look. And it's a handoff right up the middle, and it's absolutely swallowed up by that Grapevine defense, and Isaac Bly had absolutely nowhere to go on that one, and a great stop by that Grapevine defensive front.
Yeah, Andres Garcia right there, the nose guard in, 5'10", 250-pound sophomore, got a bright future in front of him, did a great job right there to swallow up that center and make a play on the football. And again, this is what we talked about pregame. This is going to be the key for Grapevine to get these key stops and keep the negative plays on 1st and 2nd down, give you a chance on 3rd and long here to get off the field.
Now sets up a 3rd and 10 for Seguin. 7:50 to go in this first quarter. Opening possession for the Cougar offense. They've got Cohen Peeler at the bottom of your screen. They move a man in motion, and that is Polk. Going from left to right. Andrews on the drop back. Going towards the far sideline. He's got a man, and it goes through the hands of Carterius Brown. It is incomplete, and Andrews could not quite connect with him, and that brings up a 4th down.
Yeah, just unfortunate there with Carterius Brown dropping an easy go ball one-on-one, had the defender beat. Unfortunate, didn't come up with the play there. And I was going to say for a little bit, I didn't know if Seguin was going to punt. Didn't know if they liked their chances on 4th and 10, but the punt team comes out nonetheless.
And it will be Malachi Mesh, the running back and receiver, who is out to punt this one away. And back to return this one. Back to return this one for Grapevine. Let you know who that is in just a moment. Here is, and no, it's going to be a fake. Mesh tries to set up for the pass, and he slips a couple of tackles, and he's got some room to run outside the near side to the 40, to the 35. He's going to pick up a block and is brought down inside the 20-yard line. Gets to the 17, and a big gutsy call there by the Seguin coaches, and it's another 1st down.
Yeah, that was probably not how you draw it up for both sides there. A little bit of a weird snap, but just an athlete being an athlete, seeing an opening, and unfortunately for Grapevine, a great opportunity right there early to get off the field, and unfortunately, like I said, for Seguin, they got a 1st and 10 at, I believe, their 15-yard line is where they ended up spotting that ball.
They're inside the Grapevine red zone for the first time tonight, and the offense back out there. Andrews in the shotgun. They turn and give it to Bly. Tries to find some room outside right tackle, and not a whole lot of room there for Bly. Gets inside the 15, and they'll spot him at the 14, so a gain of 3 before Boozer makes the tackle.
Yeah, really not a bad job so far by this Grapevine defensive line. I mean, this front 7 has definitely come to play. I mean, they did their job right there getting to 4th and 10. It's just an unfortunate series of events to keep this drive rolling.
So a 3-yard gain makes it 2nd and 7 to the 14-yard line. And that is a pass to the near sideline and a catch made by Carterius Brown.
Yeah, Carterius, so tough, 6'4" frame, 175 pounds, again, like we said earlier. Headed to Dallas, going to be a Mustang for Rhett Lashley's crew. Brand new in the ACC this season, off to a decent start, and he is definitely getting a good one on the outside at the receiver position.
Now sets up a 3rd and 2 from the Grapevine 10. 6:21 to go in this first quarter, as the Seguin Cougars are definitely threatening. Cowbells are really rattling here on the Grapevine side of the stands, as Andrews is back under center. He's got Bly, who's dotting the I in that backfield, and they turn and give it to Bly. Tries to find a lane to cut through and has nothing doing there. Michael Utorka, the inside linebacker, makes the stop. It's a 4th and short coming up for Seguin.
Again, just like we said the last play, front 7 doing a really good job. Good penetration so far, and again, long drive for Seguin, we understand that, but playing into the hands of Grapevine, you're almost halfway through the first quarter, still scoreless. That's exactly what we said pregame. Recipe is working as we speak so far.
They are staying out there on the field, and it's going to be a 4th down. Here's a little bit of a different look here. John Avon Polk is out there at quarterback out there in the shotgun, so this is a little bit different. 4th and 2, turns again, and it's going to be a keeper by Polk. He gets the first down, takes a couple Grapevine defenders with him, and he's going to get into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Seguin Cougars, and it's going to be Polk from 10 yards out to give Seguin the first points of this contest.
Unfortunate there for Grapevine. You look at that drive and you say, man, where did we go wrong? Well, 2 4th down conversions, one on a fake punt attempt and the other on a 4th and short with a backup quarterback. Unfortunate there. But again, credit to Seguin right there. They did the dirty work and punched it in. Easy first 6 on the board.
And so now it looks like the offense stays out there. They're going to try and go for 2 right on the outset. So this is a little bit interesting here. And taking a look on that touchdown run as Polk just took it right from the shotgun snap and some tough running. He took a couple of Grapevine defenders with him. And that was not an easy run there. And here they go 4-2. They try to push their way through, and nothing doing as a flag comes in towards the end. And that's Tatum Evans, the inside linebacker, who makes the stop. And Grapevine pointing towards Seguin. And I think trying to indicate that the penalty is on them, but we'll await the call.
Yeah, didn't see anything from up here as the sun is just set here in Arlington. Thank goodness. I think we're all thankful for that.
Agreed.
We can watch a little bit of football. Looks like a false start for Seguin, so try will be unsuccessful.
So, of course, Grapevine declines the penalty, and so it remains a 6-0. It's a 6-0 contest here in favor of Seguin. 5:35 to go in this first quarter. Nonetheless, an impressive 10-play, 91-yard drive for the Seguin Cougars. And so now for Grapevine, as they get ready to receive the kickoff, we're going to wait to see how they respond on this one, because to give up a 10-play drive with a couple of 4th down conversions, I mean, that is definitely something that is going to send the defense back to the drawing board.
Yeah, you can see, this Grapevine coaching staff obviously upset here talking to their defense on the benches as we await the kickoff here in Arlington. But again, like I said earlier, just super unfortunate. You do what you need to do to force a 4th and 10. You think we're for sure getting the ball. Seguin comes out and runs a fake punt. Not only converts, but gets a 40-yard gain out of it.
And of course, it was that big 4th down conversion off the fake punt that you were mentioning earlier by Malachi Mesh. I mean, he was just absolutely slippery. I counted maybe about 2 or 3 defenders that he got away from to be able to make that play happen. And so, whew, man, that was something very impressive.
Yeah, the junior averages 70 yards per game. Doesn't get the rock a whole lot on offense, but when he does, you can obviously see why. He is, like we said, almost a Deuce Vaughn type player. For my K-State Wildcat fans out there, really small, listed at 5'6", and really a slippery guy that makes defenders miss, and obviously you can see why Seguin likes to give him the ball when they do.
And so with that false start penalty, it's actually going to push Seguin back. I think there was probably a personal foul of some sort, because normally you would kick off from the 40-yard line, but instead they're going to have it booted away from the 25.
Could set up a huge return here for Grapevine if it is kicked to the right guy.
Mm-hmm. Oscar Lopez once again booting this one away from the 25. It's a very shallow kick this time around. And fielded at the 26-yard line and spun around and brought down to the 40-yard line is Carlos McKay, who brings this one up. And so now the Grapevine offense retakes the field.
Yeah, good starting field position again. It'll be middle hash, I believe, 40-yard line. We're going to see if Grapevine can continue what they did last drive. They had a couple good early runs. Again, we go back to that 2nd and 6 that we felt up here. He got the spot. Maybe it might have been the sun in my eyes, but unfortunately ended in a turnover on downs and, a 4th down punt for them.
And so now 1st and 10 for Grapevine at their own 39-yard line. Move a man in motion. Seguin looks to bring some pressure up the middle. And Holmes takes it, pitches it to the outside, and nice tackle there by the Seguin defender. As they tried to go towards the outside, that was Luke Stewart who took the pitch, but he got about to the 40-yard line, the 41, so we'll call that a gain of 2.
You look at the Seguin defense, you just see speed all over the field. They've lined up in 3 down linemen. They've lined up in 4 down linemen, even almost a 2-4, where essentially you got 2 standing edges on the end, surrounded by the beefy guys in the middle. So definitely going to see a lot of looks from the Cougars tonight. It'll be interesting to see how Grapevine responds, obviously leaning so far on the running game.
2-yard gain there on that pitch to Stewart. It now makes it 2nd and 8 for Grapevine. 4:48 to go in this first quarter, as Grapevine trails 6-0. Holmes on the snap. They go right up the middle, and here is a big play getting into Seguin territory to the 50-yard line, and that was Contreras who takes the carry, and it's a 9-yard gain and a first down for Grapevine.
You can see why Grapevine likes him so much. Averaging 6.5 a pop. I would give him the rock as many times as he wants, if he can keep going and blocking behind that, or running behind that offensive line that's been blocking so great so far this game.
And Contreras out to a very nice start here. He's been making some things happen on the ground. We'll go right at midfield. And you can see the handoff just going right up the middle to Contreras. Very nicely blocked there by the offensive line. 1st and 10 from the 50. And they move a man in motion, setting him up on the outside left tackle. There's a give to Contreras again. Keeping it in between the tackles as he goes to the 46-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4. A little bit of personnel changes here for Grapevine as they are bringing out some different looks here. So it's now 2nd and 6, 3:45 to go in this first quarter. Grapevine once again staying with that ball control offense here as they try to keep Seguin's offense off the field, because we saw what they were capable of right out of the chute. Holmes all by himself in the backfield, going with a 5-wide look this time as they're in Seguin territory at the 46. Holmes with the snap, short drop back, looks to his right, there's nothing there, scrambles out to his left, evades the pressure, has the edge, and he'll get to the 45-yard line and fights his way forward to the 40. That looks to be enough for a Grapevine first down, and that is the call.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a dynamic playmaker making a play right there. Nothing was downfield. Did a good job, just kind of evading a couple tackles, split to the left side, and ran for the first using his legs. And again, we got 30 seconds on this play clock. I believe it is a timeout. At least that's what the referee signaled. We do have a timeout. We don't know who took it.
It's an official's timeout from what it looks like, as the referee pointed to himself when he made that timeout call. So 3:15 to go in this first quarter as Seguin leads 6-0 on this Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Austin Taylor as we're bringing you all the action from Willimon Field in Arlington. In case you are just joining us, Seguin got the scoring started with a 10-play, 91-yard drive, punctuated by a couple of 4th down conversions. Eventually, it was ended up with a Jonaven Polk 10-yard run on a 4th and 2 to get them into the end zone for a touchdown. That's, of course, all the scoring so far.
Yeah, we look at the real time. We have 7:19 here and 3:15 left in the game clock with the first quarter, which would tell you this game is flying by so far, and in part of that is to the slow tempo of Grapevine, not in a hurry at all to get back on the field. And as we look down to the field, it looks like we're having a little TLC to the chain gang down here, replacing a first down marker as the Mustangs get back out on the field and look to run a play here shortly.
And so now play resumes, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Seguin. As they try to respond with a touchdown of their own. Waiting for a play to resume here. As like I mentioned earlier, 3:15 left to go in this first quarter. Holmes with a pistol from the 45-yard line. He's ready to take the snap. Moves a man in motion, and that is Stewart from right to left. Holmes takes off, looks to pitch it, and he will take it himself. Gets inside the 40, slips a couple of tackles, and he's got some daylight to the 30. Holmes has a first down, gets inside the Seguin red zone, out of bounds to the 18-yard line, a 22-yard scamper for the junior quarterback Jalen Holmes. That's another first down for Grapevine.
Yeah, great play right there. Obviously, kind of heavy on the option game. Did great, to fake pitch right there, go back inside, cut around, and definitely going to beat the nose guards, and that's who was in the backfield. And obviously, you take quarterback speed over there. But again, this Mustang offense, again, in no hurry as they will wind this thing all the way down.
And so now Grapevine in the Seguin red zone for the first time tonight. 3:05 left to go in this first quarter. And Cooper Towery is out there taking the snap at quarterback. Takes the snap as a design QB run, goes right up the middle, and gets to the 15-yard line before he is stopped by that Seguin defensive front. And one of the Seguin defenders emerged with the football. That was Jacob Bly, who was there picking it up, but the officials blew that play dead. And so a 3-yard gain by Towery. Of course, we're taking a look at that option play. And that's the run there by Towery as he went right up the middle. So it's a 3-yard gain there. Sets up 2nd and 7 from the Seguin 15-yard line. 2:30 to go in this first quarter. Towery once again in at quarterback, back in the shotgun. He's got Contreras with him in the backfield. Towery takes off with it. Design QB run. And gets back to the 15-yard line. No gain on that one as the Seguin Cougars really did a nice job bottling that up.
Yeah, tough situation right here. You got 3rd down and 7. You've been running the ball pretty well all night long. We'll see what creative play call this offensive staff can develop. Again, you're not in any hurry. You got the full menu available here with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and we'll see if they can let it pay off right here. But again, no hurry at all, and your full menu is there.
And of course, Holmes is now back in the game as he took a couple of plays off after that big 22-yard run you just saw a little bit earlier. It's now 3rd and 7 from the 15-yard line. Holmes in the shotgun with a couple of backs with him in the backfield. 3 wide receivers out for Grapevine. Stewart out wide to the left at the bottom of your screen. Holmes on the pitch out. Contreras tries to get to the edge and loses a couple of yards as he was lassoed by Jacoby Perkins, the senior linebacker. Didn't let Contreras get anywhere on that run.
Yeah, split back formation right there. Just a typical read option. Coach is definitely in his quarterback's ear telling him to for sure fake that, go around. You had an opening right there, but unfortunately did not convert, so a field goal attempt is looming large right here for the Grapevine Mustangs.
And it will be Cade Moreland who will attempt this one from 34 yards out to put Grapevine on the board. Coming up on 1 minute left in this first quarter. He will kick it from the left hash mark. The snap is good. The kick on the way from Moreland. It's a bit of a knuckler, but it leaves the crossbar, and it clears it through, and that is 3 points on the board for the Grapevine Mustangs. A 34-yard field goal by Cade Moreland.
Yeah, definitely not the drive that Grapevine wanted. They want to end it, obviously, in 6 there, but big for the morale of this team going into the kickoff, obviously, to keep a Seguin offense off the field that, for the majority of the first half has been on the sidelines. So as we sit here, you're down a field goal now, and you can cut into that lead and see where things go. We're
going to take a short little break here on Mustang Friday night, and we'll continue the action here from Willimon Field in Arlington right after this.
Ticking its last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
And so Grapevine finally on the board here with 56 seconds left in this first quarter as they trail 6-3 against the Seguin Cougars. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Austin Taylor here on Mustang Friday night. A Thursday edition as the sunset looking across the way is looking absolutely gorgeous here in Arlington tonight. Moreland to kick this one away from the right hash mark on the 40-yard line. As he points to his special teams unit, he approaches the ball and puts toe to leather. It's a bit of a high pooch kick as it comes up to the 21-yard line. Almost a collision between a couple of Seguin teammates there as Kadarius Trotter, the sophomore running back, brings it up inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, big drive here, obviously, for both teams. Seguin, I'm sure their coaches are a little frustrated that their offense has only been on the field, not as many times as they probably anticipated, especially after scoring 58 on North Mesquite, 50 on Red Oak, and 39 against Burleson. Not very common of them to really only have 6 points with about 52 seconds left in the first quarter.
As Austin mentioned, it's only the second possession for Seguin as they start at their own 31-yard line. 52 seconds left in this first quarter. As Chevy Andrews back out there, the junior quarterback who orchestrated that 10-play scoring drive. At least had a big part in it. Of course, he was not the quarterback of record when Janaven Polk took it in from 10 yards out. So 1st and 10 for their own 31. Bit of a low snap. Here is the turn and the give to the running back to the 34-yard line, but good pursuit there by that Grapevine front seven to really swallow that one up. And, of course, that was Tatum Evans leading the charge on that tackle.
We talked about it pregame. Something so critical for this Mustang defense is really just to create negative plays or short yardage plays on first down to get them a little bit behind the chains, a little bit off schedule. Set yourself up really good to get a 3-and-out here.
That was a handoff to Malachi Mesh, who took it outside right tackle for a 3-yard gain. Now coming up on 20 seconds left here, 2nd and 7. Andrews getting everybody set up. It's a 3-wide receiver look as he's got Mesh in the backfield with him. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Takes a snap, and it's going to be play action. Looks down the field, and he's got a man, and it's a bang long play, and it's going to be a touchdown to Carterius Brown. And Andrews showing the quick strike delivery there for the Seguin Cougars, a 66-yard scoring play, and now Seguin has a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, that's what makes Carterius Brown just so dangerous there. Watched that route the entire time, just a normal post route, double crossers, and Andrews had time and delivered a great ball. And as we sit here, extra point away from a 10-point lead for the Seguin Cougars.
And it'll be a point after attempt here for Oscar Lopez, the sophomore kicker. It'll be John Aben Polk who will have the holding duties here. And we had 2-play scoring drive. I mean, we already talked about how explosive the Seguin Cougar offense is. And, boy, they showed it in spades right there. And a beautiful pass there by Chevy Andrews. Here is the snap. Lopez sends the kick away and easily boots that one through. A 13-point quarter for the Seguin Cougars. We have reached the end of one, and Grapevine is already back in a position where they got to respond when they get the ball back. We're at the end of one. It is Seguin 13, Grapevine 3.
Serve North Texas with exceptional furniture that combines comfort and style.
To thank you for shopping with our family, we're celebrating with huge savings during Stacy's anniversary sale.
Right now, save on quality furniture for every room in your home.
Shop Stacy's Sleep Solutions and receive the royal treatment. Buy today and get a king mattress for the price of a queen.
It's all on sale during Stacy's anniversary celebration.
Remember, when you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family.
And you're not burning money.
And we welcome you back to this Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night. First quarter, of course, brought to you by Stacy Furniture. We're ready for the second quarter of action here from Willamont Field in Arlington. Seguin with a 2-play, 69-yard drive to go ahead 13-3 as they're ready to kick this one away from the 40-yard line. Philip Kern alongside Austin Taylor. Glad to have you with us here on Tradio tonight. As Lopez ready to kick this one away from the 40-yard line. On the approach, and he will send this one away. Another high arcing pooch kick. This time goes to the 10-yard line, and they will bring it out, and it's almost immediately swamped around by the 15-yard line by the Seguin Cougar special teams unit, and they have been all over the place here tonight, as that was Linnell Randolph on the kick return.
Yeah, just so much speed for the Seguin team. You know, it's kind of been the theme of their year. They almost just outrun and outspeed, these teams. Not the most physical bunch of kids that you're going to find, but, man, just they spread you out sideline to sideline, just an extremely tough matchup for both sides of the football this evening.
So a little bit of a ways to go here as it's now 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for Grapevine as their offense takes the field once again. There is Jalen Holmes out there in the backfield. He's got Contreras with him in the backfield. Let's see what they do here. They got Stewart in motion, going from right to left. They move him into the backfield. And handoff going right up the middle to Contreras. Follows his blockers and sheds a couple of tacklers there for Seguin. And gets to the 27-yard line. That's a gain of 12. And more importantly, a Grapevine first down.
Yeah, first downs have not been bad this so far this evening. For Grapevine, probably averaging around 5 or 6 yards a play, if I had to guess. Really good job neutralizing the nose tackle there and taking a good job and a good angle to get those extra couple dirty yards.
And of course, Contreras always a very tough runner and showing exactly why. as he's getting those yards right there. So 12 yards right up the middle. 1st and 10 now from their own 27-yard line. Holmes back there in the shotgun with two running backs with him. And gives the handoff, and it goes to the 31-yard line. That's Jake Graham, who's getting a bit of a carry there. He gets to the 31 for a gain of 4. Now makes it 2nd down and 6. Just a minute gone here in the second quarter. As Grapevine needs to respond here as they trail 13-3. 10:49 left to go in the second quarter. It's Cale Thompson out there. He's the wide receiver far out to the left. They move a man in motion. And that's going to be Contreras once again going up the middle to the 40-yard line. 9-yard gain and another chain mover for the Grapevine Mustangs.
Great run there. Again, like you said, from Contreras, you just really want to know, when is that pass play going to pop? This team has some talented receivers.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a matter of time before the coaching staff tries something up their sleeve to hit the big one downfield.
It's the old adage of the run to set up the pass, and we have a timeout that's been called, as both teams are getting a little bit of a water break here. And it is a warm night here in Arlington, as game time temperature right at kickoff was 93 degrees. And, of course, last week we kind of thought that there was going to be a little bit of fall coming in, but as Texans know during this time of year, you get a little bit of a second summer before fall finally settles in.
Yeah, absolutely. You can look to bring those hoodies out and get the dust off of them maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, but right now it was 100 degrees in my car on the way making the trek over from Plano, so I'm sure nothing not new for these people in the stands this evening if I was a betting man.
So it was a timeout actually called by the Seguin Cougars, so the first timeout that they have used in this half, as we're at 10:32 left in the second quarter. A couple of first down runs by Julian Contreras, as he has been the workhorse for this Grapevine offense so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Just doing a really good job. Obviously taking care of the ball, holds it high and tight, exactly how it's coached up, running really, really well between the tackles. And again, I don't know if there's been 1 or 2 plays total where you've had a net negative on first down, which is key for Grapevine this evening.
Trying to keep them on schedule here. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Actually, from their own 39, beg your pardon. Holmes takes the snap. They give it right up the middle to Contreras. And he's got a whole lot of room to work with. He's getting inside Seguin territory to the 47-yard line. And once again, just tough running there. 15 more yards for Contreras. Another first down.
Yeah, just super patient right there as Contreras comes off the field. Hopefully nothing too serious. Looks like maybe a little bit of a cramp. Hopefully get him watered down and get him back in the game shortly, because he's on a little bit of a heater right now.
They've been definitely going to him so far. 34 yards on 3 carries just this drive alone. So you were talking about being on a heater. I mean, that's a good example right there. 3 wide receivers out here for Grapevine. Jake Graham is in the backfield with Jalen Holmes. Let's see if they go to the passing game right here. Holmes takes the snap, short drop back, and nowhere to go. And that Seguin pass rush just ate him alive just as he went back into the pocket. And that was number 90, Adrian Contreras, who comes in for the sack.
Yeah, don't know if that was a designed quarterback run. It happened so quickly. You had man-to-man coverage here on the outside. A simple just out and go would have probably worked with the Seguin corners running about 10 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's easy pitch and catch right there if Contreras, Julian sees that. But again, you live to play another down. You don't make a rash decision, and you still have the ball in your hands. No turnover so far for Grapevine. Again, they're going to use all 30 seconds of that play clock. Full menu still available here.
It is a loss of 7, however, on that quarterback sack. So a 2nd and 17 coming up here for Grapevine. 9:04 left to go in this first half. As Holmes takes the snap, they go right back to Graham, and he stumbles forward to the 50-yard line. So he gets a few yards back. We'll call that a gain of 4, and sets up a 3rd and 13.
Again, 3rd and 13. Probably not the spot you want to be at if you're Grapevine. Look for them to open it up through the passing game right here, unless you have a run that you just absolutely love. But, you can get it to 4th and manageable. You might be in 4th down territory if it's something maybe 4th and 6-ish or less.
So they now go to the 3rd and 14 here on their own 49-yard line. Holmes in the shotgun with a couple of backs with him in the backfield. Two wide receivers out. They motion Contreras out of the backfield. Holmes steps up in the pocket. Looks like he has a lane to run to. He's going to take it. Doesn't get very much, however. A couple of yards as he gets back into Seguin territory, but only about 2 yards, if that, as he's brought down near the Seguin sideline.
And unfortunate there, had a swing guy a little bit open on the right side. Again, you would at least like to see Grapevine put these linebackers in a little bit of a conflict, kind of make them make a decision. Obviously, you want to control the ball and you don't want to make one of those costly turnovers. But in order to get back in this game, to get it, where it doesn't really get away from you, you're going to probably have to go through the air sooner rather than later.
And so that does force the Grapevine Mustangs to punt this one away. 7:36 to go in this first half. As the ball's on the 50-yard line, high snap, and Holmes has to retreat and punts this one away. Mesh retreats to the 11-yard line before he picks it up. Tries to do something with it, only gets to the 15-yard line. Good coverage there by this Grapevine special teams unit to really just kind of swallow up Mesh there before he could really get any momentum going.
Yeah, almost a must-stop drive right here. You're not built to play from behind, as we know, especially with a team, that loads the line of scrimmage like Grapevine does. Again, you're going to see Seguin keep doing what they're doing. Probably go through the air, set up the run. These long passes really just spreading you out, stack, almost like a veer and shoot almost. You see receivers sideline to sideline as we see Carterius Brown there at the top of your screen.
First and 10 for Seguin from their own 15-yard line. 7:20 to go. They move Mesh in motion. And they move back towards the wide left of this formation. Turns it, gives. It's a play action. Andrews scrambles out to his left, gets rid of that, and takes a big hit. And Mesh is under it. He makes the catch at the 49-yard line. That's going to be a big gain and a first down for Seguin. 34-yard completion as Andrews took a big hit.
Yeah, what a tough throw right there. Obviously, to stand in there, probably knows I am about to get creamed. But ends up making a great throw right there to Mesh down the field. It was one-on-one right there. Almost a little RPO look there. But they singled him up, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Seguin.
So first and 10 from the 48-yard line as Seguin continues to march down the field. 6:50 to go. Andrews looks to his left, overshoots Mesh as he was the intended receiver, but he was nowhere close to catching that one.
Just a little bit of a rush throw right there as we see Carterius Brown and company, after they went out for one play, here he comes down to the bottom of your screen. And again, if you're the Grapevine defense, you almost have to know that a deep ball here or a crossing route is coming. Seguin wants to score and score quickly.
We've already seen how quickly they can score. The last time they had the ball was a 2-play, 69-yard drive to end the first quarter, and there were 52 seconds left on the clock. Second and 10 for their own 48, 6:47 to go in the first half. Andrews in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers out. Takes the snap, meshes with him in the backfield. Andrews steps up in the pocket, cannot escape the pass rush. It's a sack for the Grapevine defense. Bradley Stanier coming in to bring him down, and that is a big loss and a third down and long coming up.
Absolutely huge play right there from Stanier, just a super high motor kid. As we said earlier in the pregame, just a guy that you want coming screaming off the edge, and really tough to do against the Seguin offensive line, obviously anchored by big number 70, Jaden Robinson, the senior 325-pounder. Really tough guy to get around, but speed kills.
And so 2-yard loss on that sack sets up 3rd and 12 for Seguin from their own 46, going with a 4 wide receiver look. Mesh in the backfield with Andrews. He takes the snap. Bit of a 5-step drop, rolls out to his right, goes over the middle, and it's incomplete right at the feet of Carterius Brown. And we have a flag coming in right at the 42-yard line. That was in the Seguin backfield.
Really good job there by Cooper Towery. If you can see that on a replay by chance, outside linebacker position, almost like a bluff blitz, goes with the swing guy instead. Definitely threw Chevy Andrews off of his route, made him rush that throw. Really, really good job right there by Towery. Just a well-coached young man right there. And
a penalty on Seguin is declined, and so that brings up a 4th down and 12 with 5:59 to go. And, of course, the second quarter brought to you by Compass.Church.
Looks like the offense is staying on the field.
It's actually Compass Church. I stand corrected there. So 4th and 12, the Seguin offense back out there on the field. So they will go for this one on their side of the field. Andrews, 5-step drop. Here comes the pressure from the outside. Dumps it out to Mesh to the 45-yard line. Shakes a couple tackles, and he is stopped at the other 45-yard line. And he's going to be a few yards short and a 4th down stand by this Grapevine defense.
Yeah, exactly what you need right there. 4th down, get off the field.
9-yard gain is nowhere close, and we'll watch that 4th down stop again on your replay. And the outside pressure really forcing Andrews to the outside. Very nicely done.
Again, ideally here for Grapevine, if you are thinking of the perfect scenario, you would love to cap off this drive with a touchdown with maybe about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. You can use all 30 of that play clock with about 5:50 left to go till the half.
And so 1st and 10 for Grapevine at their own 46-yard line as their offense is back out there on the field. Turns and gives to Contreras, tries to go outside right tackle. Gets to the 49-yard line before he is stood up by a whole host of Seguin defenders. And Contreras is not the biggest guy on the field, but boy, he runs tough.
Absolutely, and met there by A.J. Horace, the junior. Came flying through that A-gap right there to meet Contreras head on. And if there is one thing that Seguin is really keying on is the hesitation moves by Contreras. They are great, but these Seguin Cougar defenders are headed right to the right gap. So far, so good for them on the defensive end. A little bit leaky, but still no touchdowns on the board so far.
And so in that 3-yard gain makes it 2nd and 7 from their own 49-yard line. Holmes takes the snap. They go to Graham once again. Big hole inside right tackle and continues to bring some Seguin defenders with him. And to the 41-yard line. Count that one as a 1st down for the Grapevine Mustangs.
And if you're a Mustang fan, you just see that clock roll. That's exactly what you want. I mean, goodness, if you could be ideally in the locker room down by 3 going into the half, that would be ideal scenario right here for Grapevine.
And just going right up the middle. And Graham once again, he had about 2 or 3 defenders draped all over him as he kept those legs moving. 4:40 to go in the 2nd quarter. Grapevine trying to take some points into the locker room for halftime. They currently trail 13-3, but they are driving. DeJay right in motion, goes from right to left. Handoff goes to Contreras and immediately met in the backfield by LaCorian Hodge. Went right through the line of scrimmage to make that stop, and he gets a tackle for loss of 1 yard on that one.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here on the next play here. It'll be, obviously a negative play, which is not what you want. Time is still on your side. You still have the full menu available. You obviously can still go through the air. At this point, I think it would catch everybody's surprise if we go through the air here. So definitely it is there.
So the loss of 1 sets up 2nd and 11. Grapevine is in Seguin territory at the 42-yard line. Holmes for the shotgun with 2 running backs with him. They move Stewart in motion. Goes behind the backfield. Holmes goes out to his left and is brought down from behind. Had no chance to get that one set up. A.J. Horace, the junior linebacker, brings him down for a sack and another big loss.
A little bit of confusion right there on that play. I think turning the wrong way, and I'm not sure if got the play call wrong or somebody went the wrong way, but definitely not what you want on a 2nd down play where you had to get a little bit of those yards back.
So on that broken play there, it's a 3rd and 14. Coming up here, so a 3rd and long, which is exactly what Grapevine wanted to avoid. And look at this formation here. 3 backs all lined up behind Holmes. Here's a pitch out. Here's to Stewart. Gets to the edge and gets to the 41. Not anywhere close to the 1st down marker, however. But I don't know if you've seen 3 running backs all lined up behind the quarterback in a single file line. That's a bit of a unique formation.
Yeah, and I've seen it a couple times. I've heard it be called the fully automatic pistol, which is something off of the old NCAA football games, not the new resurgent one. To my knowledge, but the fully automatic pistol, you got 3 running backs behind the quarterback. Definitely unique.
And that's Jacoby Perkins making the big tackle on 3rd down. And now Grapevine ready to punt with 2:20 to go in this 2nd quarter. Bit of a high snap, but Holmes is able to corral that one. And a nice kick towards the near corner. And brought out by Seguin, and that's Jamani Smith, who gets it to about the 15-yard line. And so with 2:06 left to go in this first half. Seguin up 13-3, but this is a little bit of a dangerous territory now for the Grapevine defense because Seguin can march down the field very quickly.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you're Seguin, this is probably right where you want. This is kind of big bomb territory, if you were to say. Backed up on your own, you probably will eliminate the run here if you're Grapevine. If you're Grapevine, I'm looking to play cover 4, cover 6, something that covers the big part of the field here.
And so let's see how Seguin goes about this drive here. They lead 13-3, 2:06 left to go in this first half. Andrews in the shotgun, takes the snap, does about a 3-step drop, goes towards the near sideline. He's got Brown during the near sideline and drops it in the bucket. What a catch there. To the 39-yard line, Carterius Brown looking over his shoulder to make the catch to the 42-yard line, and that's a big gain for Seguin and a first down.
Yeah, again, like what I told you, big bomb territory right there. You got one-on-one, and you're going to take that matchup all day long.
42-yard completion already. Seguin in Grapevine territory to the 42-yard line and stops the clock, too, as well. 1:59 left. So moving on the Grapevine defensive front. Andrews wasting no time going towards the other sideline looking for Polk. It's incomplete. And stops once again. Clock stops at 1:54 to bring up second down. And you're going to look again at that long pass that set up this formation here. And a quick drop in by Andrews. And just look at the accuracy here. An over-the-shoulder catch there by Carterius Brown. And he did not have an easy angle to look over his shoulder at that one, too. So, very impressive catch. A 2nd and 10 from the 42. Andrews in the shotgun with Mesh in the backfield. Turns and gives to Mesh. And immediately met by Stanier in the backfield. They push him backwards. And with the forward progress, even that, it's a loss of 2 on that play.
Yeah, you know, some football savants out there, you would say, call timeout, call timeout. That's the last thing Grapevine wants to do is give the Seguin team more time. They take their chances right here, going down in the half 13-3. Maybe a unlucky turnover right here for Seguin. But, again, they're looking to score and score quick.
Well, Grapevine did receive the opening kickoff of this game here, and so Seguin will get the ball to start the second half. Andrews. 3-step drop. Here comes the pressure, and he spins away from it, sets it up, goes over the near side, and it's a deflection and a catch into the hands of Polk, and he's now going to be inside the Grapevine red zone, but it went off the hands of Cohen Peeler first.
Yeah, a little double slant action. That's kind of why you run that. You know, one, if you run a 10-yard slant away from a receiver, if you do overthrow and you're on the same path, the extended receiver is going to catch that. That's exactly kind of how it is drawn up. I know that's unfortunate right there, an unfortunate bounce, but a right place, right time.
And a timeout call. Let's take a look at that replay once again on that last throw. And sometimes just the breaks go your way here, as we're seeing here with this drop step from Andrews. Spins away from the pressure. And it went off the hands of Peeler. And it went right into the hands of Polk. I mean, just a right place, right time type of play. And not even the best defense in the world could stop that.
No, it's unfortunate right there. Just simple double slant. You had Carterius Brown that, you know, took 2 defenders with him all the way down. You have to, you know, a playmaker as dynamic as that. But again, your full menu, like I've said, is available for Seguin here, and they're going to look to punch this in, probably going away as the clock's hit 0 ideally.
Of course, the second quarter brought to you by Compass Church here on Tradio. Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday night, as we're coming up on 54 seconds left in this first half. Grapevine calling a timeout to try to settle things down here as Seguin is threatening. They're once again in the red zone, driving down the field against this Mustang defense. Andrews in a more traditional I formation. In this one, Isaac Bly dotting the I in the backfield. Andrews, 3-step drop, going towards the end zone, looking for Brown, backside, back shoulder throw, drops it in, and it's a touchdown for the Seguin Cougars.
Yeah, just a simple slot fade right there. It's a drop in the bucket right there by Andrews. Again, to the playmaker, the SMU Mustang commit with his second of the night and is earning every bit of his high ranking.
And just tracking that ball down in the air. And that's a second over-the-shoulder catch we saw just on that drive alone.
Yeah, you can tell those two have definitely played together for a while. The touch pass right there is good chemistry, and he knew right away before he even broke out of his route he was going to Brown the whole time.
And so Lopez out to kick this extra point for Seguin, as they're now leading 19-3. Looking to tack on this one here. And it's a line drive kick that goes right through the uprights, and it is good. And so with 50 seconds left in the second quarter, it's a 20-3 lead for the Seguin Cougars over the Grapevine Mustangs. And we'll be right back here after this short break here on Mustang Friday Night.
location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
A big scoring drive here for the Seguin Cougars, and they only needed 5 plays to go 85 yards. And now with 50 seconds left here in this first half, they now lead 20-3. Here on this Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. Philip Kern alongside Austin Taylor here with you for this broadcast. Oscar Lopez ready to kick this one away from the 40. Puts a little bit more of a boot into this one. And this will bounce into the end zone, and it's a smart play there to let it go for a touchback. That was Thomas Powers as he was back to watch this one go into the end zone. And so we knew that the Grapevine Mustang defense was going to be in for a bit of a challenge here to face the Seguin Cougar offense. And, boy, we've seen plenty of examples of their big playability and why they are definitely a contender for that district title.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've said it a million times, just so much speed, especially on the outside with Carterius Brown and Mechie as well. I mean, we've seen him singled up and targeted in one-on-one situations, even one-on-two situations. So, again, if you're Grapevine, you want to be smart here. You don't want to force anything. You want to go into the half only down by 17, re-rack, and see where the second half takes us.
And so 3 wide receivers out for Grapevine, out to Holmes' right, as he's got Contreras in the backfield with him. See if Arlington if Seguin brings pressure. They don't. They swallow up Contreras right at the 25-yard line. Absolutely no gain on that one.
Yeah, again, I think we got 34 and counting on the play clock, 35 on the game clock. Looked to be the last snap of the half.
As Holmes is taking his time, trying to get the play clock, trying to get the play into the huddle there, and so 20 seconds left on the game clock, and only about a couple seconds difference between game and play clock, like you were talking about. And so let's see what happens here. Holmes, ready for the shotgun. Takes the snap, turns and gives to Contreras, and fights off at least one tackler, but couldn't fight off any more, as it was met right in between the hashes there, and probably there was a gain of 2 before he was tackled by Caleb Wright. And both teams will head to their respective locker rooms. That is the end of the first half here at Willamont Field in Arlington. And the Grapevine Mustangs, well, they've definitely got a lot of work ahead of them to try to get back into this one. The Seguin Cougars, as explosive as advertised, 20 points in that first half, as it is a 20-3 lead for the Seguin Cougars going into halftime. As they lead the Grapevine Mustangs, we will step aside for just a little bit, and we will showcase some of the bands here on Tradio, so don't go away. We'll have some of the halftime festivities for you on this Thursday edition of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
Yeah.
I thought you were on the field. I was talking about
Oh, shoot, no.
Go, man. Doing that training?
Yeah.
It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
For over 40 years, the Stacy family has been proud to serve North Texas with exceptional furniture that combines comfort and style.
Thank you for shopping with our family. We're celebrating with huge savings during Stacy's anniversary sale.
Right now, save on quality furniture for every room in your home.
Shop Stacy's Sleep Solutions and receive the royal treatment. Buy today and get a king mattress for the price of a queen.
It's all on sale during Stacy's anniversary celebration.
Remember, when you're shopping at Stacy's, you're
Shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubbs family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubbs Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubbs family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
All right, welcome you back to this Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. Your halftime score, the Seguin Cougars leading the Grapevine Mustangs by a score of 20-3. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Austin Taylor to recap the first half and get you ready for the second half from Willamont Field in Arlington. And Austin, when we look at these numbers here from the first half, Grapevine has had no problem running the football, 117 yards on 26 carries, and Julian Contreras has been a workhorse for this offense, 14 carries for 71 yards. But the problem is Grapevine's got nothing going on the passing game right now. They haven't even attempted a pass, and just the way the Seguin defense is playing them right now, I mean, even the corners have kind of recognized that everything is predicated on the ground game, which is nothing wrong with that, but they're not even concerned about what the receivers are doing because right now they know that just everything is in front of them.
Yeah, we were talking off air a little bit how the corners for Seguin are just playing so far off, almost cheating into the box, almost having like a 9-man box, knowing what Grapevine's going to do. You know, you look at the box score, it's a little bit, troublesome to the eye. You know, the scoreboard reads one thing. If I told you Grapevine only had 2 fewer first downs than Seguin, you would be like, oh, I'm guessing it's probably a lot closer game. But unfortunately, Grapevine has not, finished off the drives they wanted to do so. They've gotten close a couple of times, but again, being that one-dimensional offense that they have been so far this evening has really kind of bit them in the long run.
And, of course, you look at the other side of things, the Seguin Cougars have been quite balanced, quite honestly. I mean, 14 passing plays compared, 14 pass attempts rather, to 8 rushing attempts. And here's the thing that's really stunning. I know a lot of their big plays have been through the air. I mean, Chevy Andrews has been impressive tonight, 9 of 14 for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. But when you get 8 rushing attempts, you get 80 yards. So basically a first down every time you run the ball. I mean, you get that combined with the big playability that they have through the air, and especially with Malachi Mesh, he's been great, 3 carries for 68 yards, and Carterius Brown has been explosive as advertised, 5 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, really, for the Grapevine defense, it's like pick your poison because, I mean, Seguin can hit you any which way they want.
Yeah, 10 yards a pop is obviously, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But what's kind of crazy about the Seguin offense is they've almost, set up Grapevine for those big dagger plays. They hand the ball off, walking first down, they rush back out to the line. They almost go, whether it be empty backfield or full house package, it doesn't matter. The receivers can still get open. We saw on a long pass, we saw Mechie get open. On a one-on-one, almost a RPO read out of a single back, caught a 30-yard bomb to the end of the sideline, and just such a dynamic playmaker, really, on this entire Seguin offense. It's incredibly difficult for anybody to cover, much less Grapevine, and obviously, we'll see what defensive adjustments Grapevine can make to attempt to slow them down. But again, Seguin more than likely going to keep doing what they're doing. They know that they can get those yards on the ground. Those are the hard ones to get, and they're making it look a little bit easy so far.
Now, you were talking about defensive adjustments that Grapevine is going to make, or at least that we'll see. They're going to have to put those right to the test because Seguin is going to get the opening kickoff of the second half. And so I know we've kind of talked about a couple of possessions where Grapevine really is sort of in a must-stop situation, but them being behind 3 scores at this point, I mean, I know third quarter might be a little early to call a possession a must-stop, but with what Grapevine is facing right now, you almost have to call it a must-stop because, I mean, if Seguin drives down the field on them once again and they reach the end zone, I mean, that's going to be a tough deficit to pick up the rest of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking a little bit off air. You don't want to come, down to a deficit at all against the Seguin team, much less a 3-score, 4-score, 5-score deficit. That just becomes incredibly difficult, even for the most air raid type teams, much less Grapevine, a team that obviously hadn't even attempted a pass tonight. And again, we see from our vantage point, the looks might be there. But again, coaches are going to play to their strengths. Again, they got to still shorten the game a little bit, but you can't shorten it that much if you want to give yourself a good chance to get back in this.
Yeah, and really what Grapevine will have to do is they got to find a way to, and please, correct me here if I'm wrong here, but for Jalen Holmes and to try to get this Grapevine passing game going, maybe a little bit of play action, maybe try to get some quick hitters to the outside. I mean, you got a couple of receivers that potentially pose some matchup problems. I mean, Cale Thompson, Luke Stewart. I'm kind of looking at them in particular. I mean, they've got the size to kind of create some mismatches on the outside. So you hope that maybe for the Grapevine offense they could probably get Holmes into a little bit of a rhythm. I mean, I don't know when they'll be able to get that ball starting in the third quarter because it all depends on what the defense does. But just kind of something to get Holmes going because it almost seems like he's, I don't know, maybe just an outside observation here, but he seems a little disengaged from the offense right now because all he knows is he's going to be turning and handing the ball off, and he's not really been a big part of the game plan, at least for the first half.
Yeah, and you really kind of see it from the outside looking in. It starts obviously with the offensive line. you can almost kind of give it away a little bit by their feet. But even the receivers, breaking out of the huddle, looking into the huddle, you don't want to give away that you're automatically going to run the football. You want to sell it at least, the blocks, the schemes, the motions, all that. You at least want to make it look like a pass is coming to maybe potentially fool a little bit of the Seguin defense later the second half.
Of course, the Grapevine Mustangs have just taken the field once again, running through the banner, and the Seguin Cougars will be doing the same. We will finish up our halftime show here on Mustang Friday night. This halftime is brought to you by Chill. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back for the start of the third quarter from Willamette Field in Arlington. More to come on Tradio right after this. And ready to begin the third quarter here on this Thursday edition of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Austin Taylor. Coming to you from Willamette Field in Arlington. The Seguin Cougars leading the Grapevine Mustangs by a score of 20-3 as we begin this third quarter. And kicking this one off from the 40-yard line will be Cade Moreland, who is representative of the only offense that Grapevine has had, as he made a 34-yard field goal back in the first quarter. It's a season long for him because coming into this one, his previous long was from 26. And so getting a little bit of a nice new season long there for that.
Absolutely. We'll see a unique formation here from Seguin. The two up backs only about the 30-yard line as they retreat.
Moreland with a line drive kick, a little bit more of a knuckler on that one. Mesh had to go off his hands, and it goes into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback for the Seguin Cougars, and almost looked for a second there that may have grazed off of Mesh's right hand.
Yeah, a little bit scary there. Obviously, ball security is essentially what Seguin wants to do here. You don't want to turn the ball over. Grapevine's going to be looking for those turnovers, look for the defensive front seven really to start ripping, jabbing, pulling, punching at that football. Try to get it out, try to get your offense a short field.
And so the Grapevine defense retaking the field as they will try to get a quick 3 and out, but that's easier said than done against this Seguin Cougars offense that has been absolutely explosive here. Leonte Bowman Hunt is in the backfield with Chevy Andrews to start this opening drive of this third quarter. And Bowman Hunt is getting into the mix right away and is probably lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. But Grapevine defense really swallowed that up. Tatum Evans once again leading the charge and getting the tackle for no gain.
Again, great job right there by the Grapevine defensive front to penetrate through that line. That's exactly what you want. You want a negative or a short yard max play on first down to set yourself up good for the rest of the drive.
So that sets up a 2nd and 10 for Seguin from their own 25-yard line. Going back to a 3 wide receiver look, Mesh is in the slot to the right as Bowman Hunt is in the backfield with Andrews. Of course, like I mentioned, Andrews had a great first half, 9 of 14 for 204 yards. 3-step drop, goes over the middle. Mesh makes the catch in between the hashes to the 37-yard line. More than enough for a Seguin first down.
And so close right there. Almost an interception. Just a little bit too late of a break on the ball right there, but good pursuit by the safety.
So now 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. As Seguin looking to improve to 4-0 on the season. Andrews takes the snap. It's a quick hitter out to Mesh to the right side. Going towards the Seguin sideline to the 40 and fights his way to the 45-yard line. So a screen to get Mesh involved goes for 8 yards.
Might have a little bit of an injury on the field. A little slow to get up. Looks like he's good to go.
And Mesh will make his way back to the line of scrimmage as Seguin going with a little no-huddle look for this offense. And they kind of hit Grapevine with a little tempo on their opening drive as well. So this is not too surprising. 3 wide receivers out, 2nd and 4. Turns out to be a gain of 6 on that one. And they go right back to Bowman Hunt. And he is tackled right behind the line of scrimmage. A flag does come in. I think that might be a face mask on that one. Luke Gormley, the inside linebacker, coming in on that one. But I think he got a little bit of Mesh's face mask on that tackle.
Yeah, unfortunate there because you had 3 Mustangs in the backfield. One of them was more than likely going to make the tackle. A little bit unnecessary there. Tough break right there for Grapevine.
And it was a relatively clean first half. Only one penalty called against both teams combined, and there is the face mask penalty assessed on Grapevine, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for Seguin from the Grapevine 40-yard line. So that is a very significant penalty. Now they're going to have Andrews under center in this I formation. Here's the turn and the give to their running back to the 38-yard line before he is brought down almost immediately by Tatum Evans. And that once again is the running back Kadarius Trotter who took the carry, and it's only a gain of 2.
You need to be really disciplined right here if you're a Grapevine member of the secondary. They're almost trying to lull you to sleep a little bit, and just when you think it's going to be running, they're going to hit you for a play-action pass. So hopefully the Grapevine secondary can keep their eyes peeled for this. What defensive coordinator is telling them right now, Wormley and the gang on the backside of this secondary, watch out for the play-action.
2nd and 8 now for Seguin from the Grapevine 38-yard line. Andrews back under center. 3-step drop. Gives it up to Trotter into the 35-yard line, and he's being dragged down by his ankles. That was Cooper Towery who was holding on for dear life. And Trotter gets to the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4.
A little full platoon switch right here as we see number 11, Carterius Brown, either heading off to the sideline or heading down to the Z position. He's got one-on-one to the boundary. Might need a little bit of safety help over there. Do not be surprised if they look to get Brown loose.
3rd and 3 from the Grapevine 34. 8:29 left to go in this third quarter. Andrews back under center. Turns and gives. Here it is to Trotter, and he gets to the 30-yard line. And I think that's going to be enough for a first down. That does move the chains. So Seguin kind of hitting Grapevine with a little bit of their own medicine here.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, they're perfectly content with this clock just moving, almost as Grapevine was in the first half. You know, sitting on this lead is something that Seguin is very comfortable with.
So 1st and 10 from the Grapevine 30, opening possession of this third quarter. And Seguin kind of downshifting a little bit here. They've had the ball for the first 4 minutes of this quarter. As Andrews is now under center. Takes the snap. It's a play action. Going towards the end zone. And it's going to be caught in the end zone for another Seguin Cougar touchdown. And guess who that was? Number 11, Carterius Brown. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
I might go buy a lottery ticket tonight, Philip. That was about as predicted. You know, you say they're going to lull you to sleep. The secondary be heady right there for the play-action pass, one-on-one to Carterius Brown. And again, that's a talented player making a really good play.
Here's a replay here, and you can see Andrews with the play action, getting the defense to bite, and Brown with that one-on-one matchup. And I'll tell you this much. On the outside, Linnell Randolph is a pretty talented corner, but I'm sorry, but Kadarius Brown really with the advantage on that one-on-one matchup as Lopez puts the point after through, and that is a 8-play, 75-yard drive to put Seguin up 27-3.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Grapevine responds right here. Obviously, you know, multiple possession game, need to score quickly to get back into this one. You know, a touchdown puts you down 17. You're still obviously in the ball game early in the third quarter, but you're going to need to score and score quick.
Of course, the way the Grapevine offense has operated right now, quick drives that were not the prevailing theme of that first half. So definitely going to have to hit the accelerator a little bit here if they want to give themselves a chance in this one. And of course, we're seeing right now with this big play ability, and I know we kind of talked about this at the top of the broadcast, but this district has a lot of tough customers in there. We can, of course, be headlined by Argyle and Colleyville Heritage, but Seguin definitely right in there in the postseason mix, and they're showing that with this type of offense, I mean, they're going to give those guys a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you kind of go up and down District 3. You know, Argyle, a team that's won a couple state championships. Obviously, Colleyville Heritage has been in the mix. Everman's had some good years. You go to the Mansfield schools. I mean, just a really, really tough district week in and week out.
Lopez on the kick. It's more of a shallow kick this time, and it goes out of bounds as it bounced at the 21-yard line. So a flag comes in for that illegal procedure penalty, and now we'll see what the Grapevine offense does with 7:49 left to go in this third quarter. And of course, as we talked about a little bit earlier, 117 yards of offense for Grapevine, 0 coming through the air. And of course, the lead horse in that backfield, Julian Contreras, 14 carries for 71 yards. And really, he was the lone headliner in that first half because he was really getting the offense going, but there was really nothing else there to kind of keep Seguin honest. And it's going to be a first down from the 30-yard line. After that kick going out of bounds, drew the penalty flag. Man in motion as Holmes is ready to take the snap. There is the pitch out to Contreras. Getting strung out to the edge and is brought down to the 20-yard line. Big loss on that play. A.J. Horace getting into the backfield. And that is a loss of 9 on that play. Ouch.
Yeah, again, gotta open the playbook here. Have to. Gonna go down swinging or might get ugly here quickly for the Mustangs.
Already bordering on getting away from the Mustangs tonight. We're at 7:20 left in this third quarter as Seguin opened the second half with a 8-play, 75-yard drive to go down the field, capped off by a 30-yard touchdown by Chevy Andrews to Carterius Brown. That's the third time that they have found each other in the end zone. 2nd and 19 coming up from their own 21-yard line. Holmes takes the snap, and they give it to Graham, trying to find some room outside left tackle. There was nothing to be had as Jaden Domino coming in from the defensive end for the linebacker position and put the initial hit on Graham.
Again, you're in a 3rd and 20 situation right here. A little bit of a desperation. You don't want to turn the ball over and give Seguin a shorter field than they're already more than likely about to have. You need to take care of the ball here and punt it away deep.
So 3rd and 19 coming up here. Of course, we'll see if Grapevine does open up the playbook a little bit. They do have Cale Thompson out wide to the right. And it's a give to Contreras again, and Seguin was ready for it. Brought down with a 2-yard loss on that play. And it looks like it's going to be 4th down coming up here for the Grapevine Mustangs. And another 3 and out. And give credit to number 52, Dion Truss, who came in and made the tackle for loss.
Yeah, you're looking at a double-studded punt return formation right here with 2 speedsters in the back. Grapevine's got to cover this up well.
It's Jamani Smith back there with Malachi Mesh to return this one. They're right around the 40, 45-yard line. Holmes with a nice punt, kind of a knuckleball punt. Mesh at the 45-yard line. Tries to go to his left, tried to make a couple defenders miss, and he's right into Grapevine territory. And look out, he's about to make something big here with this play. And he's inside the 20-yard line. And a big punt return by Malachi Mesh. And now Seguin has a short field to work with. 5:19 left to go in the third.
Yeah, this, we see these dynamic playmakers all night long.
You can see this replay as Mesh settled in at around the 46-yard line. Going to his right and reverse field on the Grapevine Special Teams unit. Found a seam right along the right hash and goes towards the far sideline and picked up a couple of nice blocks there as he's now given Seguin a very short field to work with.
Yeah, again, the senior, a little smaller in stature, especially, as we sit here in the press box, but makes up for it absolutely with speed, shiftiness, and quickness.
So 1st and 10 from the Grapevine 17-yard line. So already getting to start in the red zone. As if it hasn't been a good enough night for the Seguin offense, they can tack on here really quick. Turns a give. It's to Bly. Makes a nice cut. Slips another tackler and gets to the 10-yard line. And so that's going to be another run for Isaac Bly. It's a gain of 7. So gain of 7 makes it 2nd and 3 from the Grapevine 10-yard line. There's a snap to Andrews. Looks to his right. It's a pump fake. Goes to his left. He has an angle to the 10, to the 5, and he will run his way in for a Seguin Cougar touchdown. And it's all systems go for this Cougar offense.
Just too fast, too good of a playmaker. with that much time. Wanted the slot fade again on the right side of your screen, but wasn't there. And again, just such a dynamic young quarterback. Again, we've seen the junior do it all year long, adding to his total tonight. I believe that is his 4th touchdown on the evening. And again, just a playmaker making a play.
3 through the air, 1 on the ground, and so Chevy Andrews is having himself a night. Oscar Lopez out for the extra point. The snap is good. The kick is on the way and easily puts that one through. So with 4:48 left to go, it is a 34-3 lead for the Seguin Cougars over the Grapevine Mustangs. And of course, this third quarter brought to you by Compass Church here on Tradio. And so now for the Grapevine offense, I mean, really, they've had a couple of chances to respond here, and now this game has really kind of gotten away from them at this point. Now they're down by 4 scores, and really, I mean, this could be a good opportunity for Coach DeBest to really sort of open the playbook here.
Yeah, absolutely. If not now, when? You essentially want to be respectful to your opponent, respectful obviously to the game of football, but again, you got to give these kids a fighting chance to somehow scratch, claw, get their way back in this thing.
Of course, the third quarter brought to you by Classic Chevrolet on this Mustang Friday night broadcast on Tradio as Seguin getting ready to kick it off from the 40-yard line. Oscar Lopez has it lined up in between the hashes. They will look to send this one away. Lopez swings the leg and sends this one into the Arlington Knight. And Linnell Randolph will bring this one, and he bobbles the return, picks it up at the 6-yard line, and he is absolutely swallowed up before he can get anything going there. And that's Leonte Bowman Hunt there on special teams. He makes a contribution there.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, not what you want right there. You had the blocking formation kind of setting up a little bit, just these uncanny errors tonight from Grapevine.
And so with that bobble, the Mustangs will start at their own 8-yard line. 4:42 left to go in this third quarter as the Seguin Cougars lead 34-3 over the Grapevine Mustangs.
One-on-one coverage right here to the bottom of your screen. Corner almost 10 yards off. Even a quick slant right here just to get the chains moving.
Holmes in the shotgun, ready for the snap. He's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. And the give is to Contreras, trying to weave his way in between the tackles. And the Seguin Cougars, they are just eating those plays up. And got to give credit right there to Jacoby Perkins. We've said his name a few times tonight, making a couple nice plays.
For sure. Absolutely. We've seen, really this whole Seguin defense flying around tonight. It doesn't matter really who it is. If you're in there, I think, these coaches really put an emphasis on giving it your all. And if you can't, somebody else is going to get in there and do the job.
So a 1-yard gain makes it 2nd and 9, coming up on 4 minutes left in this third quarter. 2 wide receivers out in this formation, both of them to the right. Holmes takes the snap, and they go right back to Graham. He gets through the 10-yard line and gets to the 12, so we'll call that a gain of 3 on that last run there, and sets up a 3rd and long.
I think you got to go to the air here. Again, we've said it ad nauseum, and unfortunately, still not even an attempted pass so far for Grapevine, but might be the solution here to get the chains moving.
It is a 3rd and long here, 3:26 and counting in the third quarter. Holmes looking to his right, moving a man in motion. That's Luke Stewart. They move him into the backfield. Seguin looking to bring some pressure up the middle. They're really stacking the box here. And there is Contreras with a nice run. Gets to the 25-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Grapevine Mustangs. It's a gain of 13.
Almost, you want to think Seguin probably did expect pass right there. You had a couple corners bailing the coverage immediately upon the snap, and a good push right there by the Grapevine offensive line.
That pushes Contreras ever closer to 100 yards on the night. Of course, we mentioned he had 71 in that first half. Continues to do it little bits at a time. 1st and 10 from the 25. Under 3 minutes left in this third quarter. As they move a man in motion right to left. Here it is to Contreras again. and makes a nice cut. Gets to the 36-yard line. How about those tough yards there by Julian Contreras? That's an 11-yard gain and another Grapevine first down.
Absolutely. A little bit of juice right there from Contreras. Definitely a tough grinder right there to hammer out these extra yards and keep these chains moving for Grapevine.
So back-to-back first down runs for Julian Contreras. As he's now a significant step closer to 100 yards on the night. 2:16 remaining, 34-3 lead for the Seguin Cougars. Holmes in the shotgun on this first down snap. He's got two backs in the backfield. Holmes takes it, and the give right up the middle, and that's to Graham this time, and he gets to the 35-yard line. He may have lost a yard on that one. And this will be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, again, slot receiver right there. I wish we could have a replay on that one. Was really wide open off the jump. Didn't even have a slot corner over him. You almost wish you could put a wrinkle right into it if you see the slot receiver right there.
So now 2nd and 11 from the 35-yard line. 1:33 to go in this third quarter. Turns and gives it. Here it is to Contreras again. Fights his way forward to the 37-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 2. But again, a 3rd and long coming up for Grapevine.
Again, this is the play you got to do it. We've said it a couple times. But, again, these slot corners playing so far off. We saw 2 plays ago. Slot receiver did not even have a guy over him within 15 yards. You almost want to add a little bit of a wrinkle in, a little bit of a longer play call here so you never know what could happen.
Final minute of this third quarter is Seguin out to a commanding 34-3 lead here. Holmes in the pistol with a couple of backs with him in the backfield. He's got Contreras at his left hip. Takes the snap. It's another give to Contreras. Tries a jump cut. And is immediately swallowed up by that Seguin defensive front. Gets a gain of about 1 on that play. And for the Seguin Cougars, that's Caleb Wright once again making a nice play.
I would see Grapevine taking the quarter here. Really does not serve a purpose to punt this ball away.
.15 seconds left, and there's a couple seconds difference between game and play clock, and the game clock is about a couple seconds ahead, and so, Austin, I think you're correct here. They will just let this run out. And that is exactly what is going to happen. So we are at the end of 3 here at Willimon Field in Arlington. Our scores, Seguin 34, Grapevine 3. We're going to take a short break here on Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. We'll be back to Arlington right after this.
Clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Yeah, we welcome you back to Willimon Field in Arlington, as the punt was just sent away by the Grapevine Mustangs, and so Seguin will have the ball for the opening drive of this fourth quarter. They lead 34-3 here on Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. Fellow Colonel alongside my broadcast partner Austin Taylor, as the Seguin offense takes the field once again, and they are walking on the field with a little bit of swagger to them tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of gotten whatever they have wanted. We'll see this fourth quarter wind down. Look for the running backs to get a couple extra yards to notch in their belt this evening. But again, this team has Still not in midseason form yet, I think their coaches would tell you. So full playbook is probably available.
And here is a handoff to Bowman Hunt, and I don't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage, or if he did, it was a pretty generous spot. Leonte Bowman Hunt with the carry for no gain on that one. It's now 2nd and 10. And of course, this fourth quarter on Mustang Friday Night brought to you by Bottle Cap Alley. It's a Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night as we are coming to you from Arlington. And we have been given a front row seat to an explosive Seguin Cougars offense, and they are as dangerous as advertised.
And no sign of Carterius Brown on the field. His night might be done, and if I am a Seguin coach, I think that might be the wise decision.
Yeah, I would agree. Moving a man in motion, that is Deshaun Maribel. And we have a flag coming in. This might be some early movement on the line. No, it's a delay of game on Seguin.
Only the third penalty of the game combined. We've had a really quick game, obviously. You know, we're looking at our time here, 8:49 in the DFW Metroplex. 11 minutes left of game time rather quickly. We're moving along, and that's what happens when you don't throw the football and kind of get what you want on the ground.
Right. It's been an impressive showing here for the Seguin Cougars. 2nd and 15 after that delay of game penalty. Bit of a low snap to Andrews. Bit of a screen pass. They dump it out to the right side, and it gets to the 40-yard line before a tackle is made, and it's a nice play there by Deshaun Maribel, the starting tight end.
Yeah, 3rd down and 12 here. Definitely going to throw the football right here if you're Seguin. Again, you want to get in this cover 4, cover 6 formation, cover the deep thirds, nothing over the middle if you're a linebacker, and got to have good penetration on the edges. And here comes Carterius Brown. I said his night was over, and I am wrong.
Spoke too soon there.
They're going to single man him on the underneath here.
3rd and 12. Coming up here from their own 40-yard line for Seguin. 3 wide receivers to Andrews left. Looks that way. Here comes the pressure. Jukes away from it. He's got a man to the 45-yard line, and that is a 1st down. It's a chain mover there as Jamani Smith found that soft spot in the zone, and he made Grapevine pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Chevy Andrews right there just being a playmaker. Great play, evades the rush, buys time, sets his feet, delivers, throws a good one ball to the receiver to keep those chains moving.
And it's a gain of 17 on that one. That puts Seguin at the Grapevine 43-yard line. 9:43 and counting it until the end of regulation. And Bradley Stanier leaving the sideline, and he was limping just a little bit.
And certainly not what you want to see, a game that's, all but 9 minutes away from being over. Injury to one of your better players.
Shotgun snap. They give it back to Bowman Hunt, but tries to make a jump cut, and there's Boozer coming in to make that tackle right there at the line of scrimmage, and stops Bowman Hunt for no gain. Boozer coming in from the safety position to provide some run support and made a nice stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, absolutely.
2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line in Grapevine territory. Seguin Cougars looking to add an exclamation point to an impressive district showing. 33, this will be a 10-yard gain, and it's another chain mover.
Absolutely. You got what you want. Single high safety, you had help over the top, but again, Chevy Andrews has really been dynamic with his arm tonight. Going to take a look at his totals really quickly and get that for you. 12 of 17 for 286 and 3 touchdowns. That's about as efficient as it gets.
And when you have efficiency on your side, it makes your offense all that much more dangerous. Handoff goes to Trotter on this 1st down play, and nothing doing there. Nice run support there by the Grapevine defense. Tatum Evans, we've said his name a few times tonight, and he's still playing his heart out over there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get your money's worth in these district games. You don't want to look back and lay your head on the pillow tonight and say, man, I could have went that much harder, could have gone harder on that play. Great play right there.
Made some great plays from the linebacker position as it's now 2nd and 10 from the Grapevine 33-yard line. 8:15 and counting until the end of regulation. And Seguin has been in total control of this game. They have not trailed at all at any point in this game. Andrews to the left side, finds mesh on a bubble screen, gets to the 30, hits the accelerator, and he's into the clear. It's a touchdown for the Seguin Cougars. 33 yards out from Andrews to Mesh, and once again, all systems go for the Seguin Cougars.
Absolutely. It's just speed on the outside. Saw him singled up, kind of little audible swing route left, and saw one guy over there. And again, speed is just the name of the game for the Seguin team. They'll be extremely fun to watch and cover the rest of the way. If they can operate as efficiently as they have tonight, they're going to make a run deep in this district.
I was just about to mention, too, Malachi Mesh is now the second Seguin Cougar receiver to break the 100-yard plateau. And, of course, him and Carterius Brown. I mean, you talk about a 1-2 punch. My word.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tough to, it's a luxury to have one, committed to a, Power 5, Power 4, now, if you will, school. But you got two guys that are just as talented, can break you down in so many ways.
And with that touchdown, it's a 41-3 lead for Seguin over the Grapevine Mustangs here at Willamont Field in Arlington. And I'll have to tell you this much, too. Now that the touchdown pass to Malachi Mesh is on the books now, he's got 117 yards receiving combined with 68 yards rushing. I mean, you want to talk about a dual threat coming out of the backfield. Now, I know that they primarily line him up in the slot on the inside, but he's also in the backfield as well. So he's kind of a nice little chess piece for the Seguin offense to kind of move around as to do what they want.
For sure, absolutely. A little Swiss Army knife for the Texas Longhorns. Texas Longhorn fans listening, almost like a Keelan Robinson type role.
I like that comparison.
Fifth rounder, drafted the Jacksonville Jaguars, can obviously take a handoff, receive it out of the backfield. They can kind of swing him around. See him on special teams, kick return, punt return. Just a guy that you want. We can make these comparisons all day. Cavante Turpin for the Dallas Cowboys. Here, you just those type of backs are just so valuable to have. They just add that little wrinkle that defenses really struggle to prepare for.
And of course, when you have to keep an eye on him all over the field, I mean that keeps defensive coordinators up at night.
Absolutely.
So Lopez ready to kick this one away from the 40-yard line, just to the left of that X in between the hashes. 7:53 to go in this fourth quarter. Lopez on the approach. Sends this one away, and it's going to go towards the far sideline. This will bounce out of bounds. And a good decision there by Dallas Davis to watch that one go out of bounds. So a penalty flag coming in, and we have another penalty flag that came in well after the play was over. And they're seeing Javion Hughes, the corner, was begging for a flag there. He may have gotten it, so might have been a flag on some extracurriculars at the end, and maybe just a manifestation of just all the frustrating things that have happened at Grapevine tonight.
Yeah, I got double laundry on the field right now. We know you're going to have a kick out of bounds penalty. We'll see what the signal is from the official here shortly.
Well, it's definitely a summation of just the type of night it has been for Grapevine. I mean, they've been able to get the run game going in little spurts here and there, but no real explosive plays. And really for the Seguin Cougars, they've just been able to stack the box and really keep everything in front of them. And, for whatever reason, I don't know if this is by design or what, but Grapevine to this point, if my tracking is correct, they still don't have a pass attempt tonight, which is very odd. So it's a 1st and 10 from the Grapevine 15-yard line. Holmes on the handoff. There it is to Contreras. Tries to keep it inside the hash marks, and he gets to the 17-yard line, so that's a gain of 2. And it's now 2nd and 8 from the 17-yard line. And it's now 2 wide receivers to the right here, coming up on 7 minutes left. There's a man in motion. There it is to Stewart. And they will give it off to Graham, and just absolutely no room to operate. And that's Seguin front 7. They have just been really dominant, especially in the second half. And a nice play there by Preston Randall, the junior linebacker.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Preston Randall's had a heck of a night tonight. I wish we had the total number of tackles. He's just been in and around the backfield all night long. This front 7's just done a great job of, penetrating, getting in the backfield so quickly. obviously doing what they want so far in the front seven.
And of course, when you look at a front seven like Seguin, you don't really see much of a size advantage per se. So you're probably looking at it and go, okay, what's the speed of defense like? I mean, we got our answer tonight. I mean, they are flying.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at guys like Caden Lewis, the defensive lineman, the junior off the edge, just screaming all night long.
So 3rd and 8 for their own 17. High snap to Holmes. And here's a big run by Contreras. Makes a cut to the 30. Gets around to the edge to the 35. To the near side of the 40. Out of bounds to the 44. And there's a big play on the ground they were looking for. 27 yards for Contreras. That puts him well over 100. And another Grapevine first down.
Yeah, super impressive game so far from Contreras, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Playing his heart out. Doesn't want to come out of the game. Unfortunately, he has to. I think he's cramping a little bit on that left leg. But, again, over a 100-yard performance. Great night for Contreras.
One of the lone bright spots here on this Grapevine offense tonight. 6:04 left to go in the fourth quarter. And we'll take a look at that big run on the replay there. And finding a seam right outside left tackle. Made a couple of nice cuts there. And Contreras giving some life to that Grapevine sideline. 3 wide receivers out. Here's to Holmes. Bit of a high snap. And turns and gives it to his right. And again, nothing doing at that line of scrimmage. There were about 4 Seguin Cougars there converging on that run play, and I believe that was Graham on the handoff.
Yeah, again, your man Caden Daniels in the backfield right there, just, been all over the field. Really just a tough night right there for a 15 off the edge.
And a little celebratory smoke going around on the Seguin Cougars sideline there amongst the student section as they can start to celebrate a little bit here. 5:15 left to go in regulation. As it is now a 2nd and 10 for Grapevine at their own 45. Holmes sends a man in motion. They go right back to Contreras. And he gets to the 49-yard line to the right side, in between the hashes once again for a gain of 4. Again, this fourth quarter brought to you by Bottle Cap Alley. On this Tradio production of Mustang Friday Night, a Thursday night edition. The 2nd district game for both these teams. And Seguin well on their way to a 2-0 mark in district play as they lead 41-3. 3rd and 6 for Grapevine at their own 49. 2 wide receivers out. Holmes takes the snap. A little bit of a high snap once again, but he gives it to Graham and runs right into a wall of black jerseys. Absolutely stood up and led by Caden Lewis, the junior defensive lineman, who got to him right away.
Yeah, Jaden Domino in on that play. We've seen him make a number of plays tonight, just super quick, off the edge, and again resulting in another Grapevine punt.
And so it will be Jalen Holmes who will punt this one away, and he's been quite busy with the punting leg, which is not a good sign for the Grapevine offense, of course. Back to return this one is Jomani Smith. And he will not be the return man as Holmes sends this one towards the Seguin sideline. Goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Actually going to mark it out at the 27. 3:44 to go in this fourth quarter as Seguin will get the ball back and what will likely be the final possession of this contest.
Now again, you just want to end this game the right way, put a bow on it. If you're Grapevine, you want to, wake up in the morning, go watch the film, see what you did wrong, and, lick your wounds and get ready for next week. This district is a tough contest. Week in and week out, definitely still young enough in the season where you can get things corrected and go make a run at this thing.
So 3:44 to go, 1st and 10 for Seguin at the 27. And here is a QB run. That is Polk there who takes the handoff. Actually more of a direct snap to him as he is taking some snaps at quarterback. And gets to the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 10 and a first down for Seguin. They keep the clock running, and it looks like Chevy Andrews' night is done. Polk back under center. Going to go to the right side, looks downfield, and pitches it out. It's a late pitch, and it is to Trotter, who gets to the 46-yard line before he is brought down out of bounds right near the Grapevine sideline. So a gain of 9 after all that. And unfortunately, we have a Grapevine Mustang who is a bit slow getting up, and that looks to be Thomas Powers, the senior outside linebacker.
Yeah, odd play right there. Definitely a late pitch, off the edge, and looks like a couple Mustangs banged up on that play. Obviously, hoping and praying that everybody's okay, especially so late in the game.
We're going to take a short break as Powers is getting tended to. You're watching a Tradio production of Mustang Friday Night here from Arlington.
Can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
These refs want to go home.
And we welcome you back to Willamon Field in Arlington. .317 to go after a 9-yard run by Kadarius Trotter. Now a 2nd and 1, and they give it right up the middle. That's going to be a first down. And look at that pile moving well into Grapevine territory. My goodness, that was a run there as there was just a fullback dive right up the middle. And that looked to be Damian Cheatham. He was listed as a tight end, but he took the handoff there, and boy, he just really moved that pile. I mean, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you've seen these backups for Seguin get in a little bit. We got the 2 line and the 2 receivers out there getting a little bit of PT late on a Thursday night.
1st and 10 for the Grapevine 47, 2:41 to go. And here is Polk trying to get outside left tackle and doesn't get a whole lot there on the outside. Luke Hecht, the junior outside linebacker, making the stop right at the line of scrimmage. And there was some valuable snaps here for Polk as he is listed as the backup quarterback if he's ever pressed into action here. So 2nd and 10 coming up on 2 minutes left in regulation. They give it to Cheatham as he goes right up the middle. It's a dive play to the 45-yard line and some extracurriculars at the end as the Grapevine sideline wanting a flag.
Yeah, no need for that. Want to put a bow on this game and again, end it the right way. Treat the game as it should be. You know, you got a minute and some change left. None of that. Just hand the ball off, and we'll see you next week.
1:40 to go in regulation. Now a 3rd and 8 coming up for Seguin. They're going back to their I formation in the setup. So play action. Polk going to go down the field, and this is going to be incomplete. Off to the left side by a couple of yards as that was Cohen Peeler, the intended receiver on that play. And, you know, Polk got some nice air on that throw.
Yeah, he did. A little shocked that Seguin would even elect to throw, you know, this late in the game, up so many scores. Depends on who you ask. Not what I would do if I was the OC. I would hand this ball off and get on out of here. We'll see if they leave the punting unit out or attempt to go for this. So that kind of a no man's land range right now.
And there was Dallas Davis on the coverage there as he was trying to keep up with Cohen Peeler. And Seguin is getting things sorted out with their personnel. The clock stopped with 1:27 left, but the play clock has just hit 0. It's a timeout called by Seguin as they will avoid the delay of game penalties. So it remains 4th and 8 here on the 45-yard line. And just giving a look ahead to next week for the Seguin Cougars as they'll improve to 4-0 on the season. As this score will hold, it'll be a 41-3 victory. They're going to be on the road as they go up to the Colony to face the Cougars next week. And so that should be an interesting one. The Colony off to a pretty good start at 2-1 overall. And meanwhile, for the Grapevine Mustangs, as we take a look at their schedule as to who they will face next week, I'll have that for you in just a minute. They will be hosting the Summit Jaguars of Mansfield. So hopefully a little home cooking will try to right the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we alluded to it earlier. This district is so tough, top to bottom. You're going to have to bring your A game every single week, to get up off the snide as you mentioned earlier, and hopefully Grapevine can do that as they move on forward next week back at the friendly confines.
Mesh with a high punt. It's going to be a fair catch called on by Boozer. As was a fair catch marked off at the 13-yard line. And so 1:20 left to go until the end of this contest here in Arlington. And it's really the headline. It's been all Seguin from start to finish. As we mentioned earlier, they have not trailed once at any point during this contest. I mean, this was just a totally one-sided affair tonight.
Yeah, really clean game. Obviously, I think we've had a combined 4 total penalties in the whole game. Really, want to salute both teams on that, playing the game the right way and keeping the laundry off the field.
A clean game, and of course the clock kept moving by Grapevine just sticking to the ground game, and they've been continuing to do that from start to finish. Holmes with the snap, and it is a give over to the left side. It did not look like Contreras there on that carry. Instead, that was Champ Barnes with the carry, and that is a 1-yard gain to make it 2nd and 9. So it ended up being a 2-yard gain on that one for Barnes. So 2nd and 8 coming up at the 15-yard line. Jalen Holmes with the snap, and they give it right back to Barnes, and it runs right into the waiting arms of Caden Lewis. We've said his name a few times tonight, and he really put a stop to that one. And he combined with A.J. Horace, who, again, that defensive line, or really that whole front seven for Seguin, making one final stop to punctuate this victory.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. I don't know if we'll see another snap. But, again, hard fought tonight by Grapevine. Obviously, you're going to come up short, but like we alluded to earlier, wake up tomorrow morning, watch the film, lick your wounds, and have a great week of practice and see if you can get on the board this next week against Mansfield Summit.
8 seconds and counting until regulation, and it's a few seconds ahead of the play clock, and so that will do it here from Willamon Field in Arlington. And the Seguin Cougars improved to 2-0 in district play, and a very big statement win over the Grapevine Mustangs by a final of 41-3. As the teams will exchange the handshakes at the 50-yard line, and we'll go ahead and go right into the postgame show here on Mustang Friday Night. It's a Tradio production. Of course, we'll look at some of the final numbers here before we wrap things up here from Arlington. And of course, you look at the numbers here, it is really about as one-sided as the score indicated. 20 first downs for the Seguin Cougars, and they got 485 yards on 349 passing yards, 136 on the ground. And really, I know there were a lot of big plays from that Seguin Cougar offense tonight, and the passing game really is the headline. But really for what they had, I mean, they had 22 passing attempts and 22 rushing attempts. I mean, really overall, when you look at it from that point, I mean, I know that passing yards were heavily tilted towards the passing game, but I mean, Seguin had some nice balance on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at 485 total yards. Anytime in a high school football game, you average almost, a full 100, 200 yards, more than your opponent. You're probably going to come out on the winning end, especially playing turnover-free, penalty-free, essentially, football. Really tough to overcome. And again, Seguin played hard and definitely, got the hard-earned victory this evening.
They really did, and of course that sends the Grapevine Mustangs to 0-4. 0-2 in district play as they are still searching for their first win of the season. And really, they were held to under 200 yards again. All of their rushing yards, or all their offense, really was on the ground. And of course, not to be overshadowed by what happened tonight, but Julian Contreras once again with a solid game as he's been well in line as being the lead horse in this backfield. 24 carries, 122 yards. Had over 5 yards a carry, which is what you want from your lead running back. But really, outside of Contreras, they really didn't get much else going. And I think Seguin really was able to pick things up pretty quickly as far as Grapevine's approach on offense. And they really stacked the box and made life difficult for their whole host of running backs.
Yeah, again, Contreras, keep in mind, not only, 5 yards a carry, doing this against an 8-9-man front, essentially, with corners not even really respecting the wide receivers or even the tight ends so tight to the formation sometimes. So really, again, impressive night from Contreras. Keeps his season average well over 5 yards a carry. And again, you really love what you're seeing from the young running back this evening.
And so for the Grapevine Mustangs, as they fall to 0-4, they are hoping that a return trip home next Friday to Mustang Panther Stadium, as they will host the Summit Jaguars of Mansfield. They are hoping that that will be the home cooking that they need to right the ship and, of course, get their first district victory. But for now, they will have to kind of go back, as you said, Austin, to look back at that film to see what they have to correct and get themselves ready for playing in front of their home fans next Friday.
Absolutely. You got a Mansfield Summit team that comes in, and they're going to be looking to get a hard-fought road victory as well, and it'll be a great one, Grapevine Mustang Panther Stadium this next Friday night.
It really will, and that'll conclude this broadcast of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. We thank you for joining us here for this broadcast from Willamont Field in Arlington. For my broadcast partner, Austin Taylor, this is Philip Kern saying good night from Arlington. Once again, your final, the Seguin Cougars victorious over the Grapevine Mustangs by a final of 41-3. Be sure to tune in for the next broadcast next Friday. But until then, have yourself a good night.